And welcome back to the Murdy Creative Co podcast. I'm your host, Colin Murdy, and today's topic is Against the Ropes. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone who's supported the company so far. If you haven't got a chance, go check us out on the web at murdycreative.co, or you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching at murdycreative.co to see the best of our product shots. Follow us, keep up to date with our daily photos, to be the first one to know about new product launches. You can also use the subscribe button at the bottom of our website to be included in all of our new product announcements. Be sure to check out our laser engraving, personalization options, and exclusive colors on the website, or you can get a blank one on Amazon Prime. So, if you go listen to the episodes from this same time of year, last year, for an example, and the year before that, the episodes have a common thread, which is me going, woe is me, I don't know what to do, sales are terrible, everything's going to go bad, the world is ending, and frankly, that's a pretty negative message. And the problem is, in my seat, that is how it looks. Now, that's not the case. We've always made it through. We've always come up with new things. And frankly, this first quarter time frame has actually been a very nice little refiner's fire. And it has forced us as a company to make better choices and to do things that would otherwise be good, but would take a long time to do. We have to do them in a very short period of time. Now, all things considered, I'm very happy with the way things are going. We have a strong product line. We've got a strong brand. You heard in the last episode that there's a lot of really cool things that we're pulling off in relation to where the world of e-commerce is going. And frankly, when it comes down to it, that's exciting. It is. It's exciting to have a lot of opportunity ahead of us. But the problem is that we have to get there first. And this is one of the side effects of the first quarter. Every business struggles in the first quarter. Ours is no exception. Now, we have had a lot of success this first quarter getting bulk orders, but they haven't been consistent, predictable, or anything that we can actually count on from a repeatability standpoint to undergird the business. And so we have worked intentionally on saying what would be good businesses that we could partner with to have our products be regularly and reliably purchased. And we've got a couple of ideas for that, but they're all going to take some development that, well, we're rapidly trying to pull off. It's also forced us to take stock of where we're at. And I had during the Murdy University meeting yesterday, we'd had a long discussion, well, actually, it's probably 2 days ago now, where we said, look, and I said, look, guys, we're up against the ropes. And the problem is that we've been up against the ropes now for 10 months almost. And what I mean by that is we have had a real problem in reality and in our minds. When we brought cutting in-house, we started doing that. It was the right decision of the time. We were not having any success improving our quality outside of doing that. We had to get that done. It was critical to the success of the company. However, that introduced a whole new process and a very complicated, expensive, and very different process than before. That added an entire element to the business that we'd never dealt with before. We then did the Shopify transition from Wix to Shopify. That involved entirely new systems, building an entire new suite of apps, rebuilding the website on a new platform, kind of getting a whole sense of what would be the new tools that we'd have. What are the tools that we've always wanted that we haven't had, and now suddenly we have them, and how do we adjust our operations to accommodate for those tools and count for them? We had other issues where, so that was, we brought cutting in March or April. April, we boosted the marketing significantly. We had a massive inswell of orders. The first time that we've ever significantly done that, and it worked, but in a very unpredicted way. The transition from the website. At the same time, we are running out of room. We're at the max capacity. We're on a new website. Things are working, but we're out of room. And so we are frantically trying to find a location. And then after all of the work and effort that went into that, we finally found a location. All of August, I spent looking for locations. And there was a lot of uncertainty in the workshop of what are we going to do when our lease runs out, right? And our operations were completely at capacity in the previous location. We had people sitting on top of each other practically. And then we moved, and the move was frantic and hectic. And unfortunately, because of the shortages, we didn't have half of our racking, and we didn't have half of our desks, and we didn't have our press or anything, right? So there was a whole laundry list of things that we didn't have. Most of those we didn't get till September. Some of them we didn't get till October. And then everyone got sick at the beginning of October. And now we went from being, 7 days behind 10 days behind, just being 13 days behind at the beginning of October. Frantically, we spend October trying to get caught up. We finally get the new press, but that changes our production operation a little bit. And there's all electrical issues with that. So we can't count on it. And then we move into November and December, which are the craziest, busiest, most complicated months we've ever had before. And they're good months, but they're months that cause other problems. And then we move into January, and everyone's exhausted, and we've been doing this sprint. And sales slump. And now we have a different problem. And I think I can say this for a fact, but I also know my admin team is in the same place, that it feels like we're just barely keeping our heads above water. And it's felt like that for months. We're up against the ropes. We have been unable to get our feet underneath us in a way that is consistent. We haven't been able to get on our feet, organized, make a strategy for the long-term plan, and execute that. And unfortunately, we can't really continue to do that. We can't do that until we get through this current little crunch, because we have to survive the financial short. And we can do it. I know we can. But it has provided us, so we had this discussion. I had this meeting, and I said, look, guys, I know that you're feeling this way, because I'm feeling this way. And that's why sometimes when we are rapidly changing and trying new things to accommodate, to try to fix things on the website in such a hurry during January and February because we need sales, it can feel like getting punched when you're already up against the wall, because we barely have got these systems operational, with the way they are, and then we're changing them. But it's the right thing to do. And as I pointed out to them, I said, the only way we're going to get off the mat, the only way we're going to get out of the ropes is to change something, right? If nothing changes, nothing changes. So we have to intentionally make changes and do that on purpose, knowing that it may cause little problems in the short term, but we've got to work in the long term, and we will. And we have made changes, and we're making more changes. I'm excited about some of the new changes. I've talked about how we implemented on our website the free shipping. We've implemented, and that's had some hiccups that we had to work out. We've implemented the windows, the estimated delivery, the windows. Those are excellent. Now we're turning to a new problem that we're dealing with, which is 70% of our customers surf our website on their mobile device. But our personalizer and our customizer, same thing, are not very good on mobile. We have played around with a variety of different mobile personalizer, customizer apps, different options, and there's not a lot of good options, mostly because the idea of customizing something on that small of a screen is very difficult. It's hard to give you enough room to see what you're looking at, to give you the toolbox that you need, and then also to be able to have it update in real time requires a very strong internet connection. Well, the problem is a big part of the company's profitability, and frankly, a big part of making customers' lives easy, making the purchase process very smooth and easy, was the old version of how we did customization, where people could select from a drop-down menu and they could just type in their thing in a text box and then they hit add to cart and they purchase, right? But we still need the customizer, the personalizer. So we have been researching, and I think we have a good solid answer now and how we're going to do this. And hopefully by the time you're even listening to this might have already changed. Probably not. This is probably going to take us a couple of days because it's going to involve us completely overhauling every product on the website, which this is going to take a second, but I really want to get it done. And what it'll allow us to do is we're basically going to bifurcate the product listings. There's going to be two versions of the Slim Cut. There will be the Slim Cut refillable leather binder, and then there will be the custom Slim Cut refillable leather binder. Those will be two different product listings on our website. When you go to the website and you click on the Slim Cut binder, when you click on the Slim Cut binder from the drop-down menu or on the favorites page, that will take you to the actual Slim Cut binder. That product will have text boxes, and you can select no engraving, bottom right corner engraving, spine engraving, center engraving. You'll be able to select where the location is. You'll be able to select your font, and then you'll be able to add the text. You'll click add to cart, and it'll show up in your cart as two line items. The Slim Cut with all of the other selections, what you did for inserts. And then there's going to be a secondary line that says add engraving, add bottom right corner engraving. And that'll be the second line. There's a lot of behind the scenes advantages for us doing that, being able to separate the product into two listings. There's problems with it too that we've got to solve. But the other piece of the puzzle, the last piece of the puzzle, is that there will be another button on that page right before the checkout, right before the add to cart, where when you click on it, it says We don't know exactly what the text will say, but it will be something like add logo engraving or something along those lines. And if you click that, it will take you to the custom slim cut binder listing. Now, in the long-term version of this, what I'm really hoping is that we can get the selections that you've already pre-selected, color, insert, rugged versus premier, all of those selections. I would love it so that when you clicked that button, it passed those selections to the second product listing, the custom slim cut binder, and allows you then so that those are already pre-filled. In the meantime, in the short version of this, you'll probably have to reselect your selections. And then there's a button that says Launch Customizer. And when you click on that button, it will launch the customizer the current way we have it. We are looking right now at alternative customizers. Maybe one of those will work better. Maybe one of those will be an option. But in the moment, we can't really just turn on a dime because that project is still huge. And at the very least, we can do this project pretty simply. Those custom product listings, custom slim cut, custom wide cut, all of those will be housed on the custom order dropdown in the menu. So if you want to go directly to those pages, you still can. But this will allow for the 70% of our traffic who don't want logos or who wouldn't be able to make the logos work even if they did want them on their mobile device because it's way too small of a screen to do that on, they'll be able to much more easily add engraving, add customization, and purchase without really having any delays, without having to do any custom things, without having to wait anything for load, and they'll be able to do it on a slow internet connection. So really, all of the elements of this process, all of the elements of what we're trying to accomplish as a company is realistically to try to remove the roadblocks that get in the way of people purchasing. We're trying to remove the elements that make someone goes, I'll come back to this. And then they never do. Or, I can't get it to work here. I'll do this when I get home. And then they never do. Or, ooh, that's going to be a little more expensive than I thought it was. All right, I don't need it. We want to remove all of those elements. And so the common things that happen is if it's too complicated to purchase because the customizer, the personalizer isn't working on your mobile device, we want to solve that for you. We still need to have the customizer. That's critical. We still need to have that tool. But that tool can be not the thing you see first because that's not what most people want or most people need, especially if we've already got an alternative for the name engraving as a much simpler option in the primary. We want to eliminate the feeling of, I got to pay for shipping. Oh, that's another $10. I don't know if I can afford that, right? Oh, wow, that's a lot. That ended up being a lot more expensive than I anticipated. Maybe that's not the right thing. Or I have no idea when I'm going to get this. I could be now, could be 10 days from now, could be 100 days from now. I have no idea when I'm going to get this. So I don't know if I can buy it because it's going to take forever to get to me, or it could take, I don't know, right? So we are actively and intentionally working on removing all of the mental roadblocks because my hope is that we can drive our conversion rates back up. Part of the issue that we're dealing with is a rise in cost of acquisition. So the cost of acquisition that we talked about on Shopify means that getting new people to our website is difficult. We are getting lower traffic for the same amount of dollars. Part of that's the time of year. Part of that's all of the other elements, but that's the case. So the only way that you combat that is to make the conversion rates higher. It's to make it so that people are more inclined to finish the checkout. And I think we can do that. I think there are elements to our process that right now are more complicated than they need to be, and we can simplify them. We can make this easier. We have a big picture in mind. And I'm hoping that just because we're in the ropes right now, even that we've been able to acknowledge that, even the fact that we as the admin team have been able to kind of publicly say to each other, I am overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed, and I've been overwhelmed for months. And I feel like we're on a crash course trajectory to nowhere. Even the very fact that we can identify and realize that, I'm hoping helps shift people's mindsets to say, that's not really the case, because it's not. I am the owner of this business. I am a captain of my own fate, the master of my own destiny. There is nothing that stops me from just changing things. And we can. Now, we have to do it in a way that is going to succeed long term, right? I can't just destroy the brand to save us. And so we have to work on finding solutions that are creative that will work. And that will be something we can implement cheaply and right now. That's hard. But we'll make it happen. We always have. We always will. I'm very positive. We're getting through the first quarter. We're halfway through the first quarter. This is the one that's always the hardest. First quarter and third quarter always suck. But specifically, getting through the first quarter is hard because you have all the bills that came due from Christmas that came due in the first quarter. And normally, you have to deal with the post-Christmas shortage shipping problems that people have, and we have had a little bit of that. So anyway, I am positive. I'm bullish on this idea, and I think it will work. Tell me what you think. Were you one of those customers who left because it just got too difficult to customize? Were you one of those people that said, nah, shipping's too much, I can't pay for it? What was your experience with the website? Was there things that you think we need to fix, things that makes things easier? Would have changed your opinion? Because it's important to me that we can make those problems go away for everybody. So you can send us an email, sales, SALES, at murdycreative.co if you want to share your feedback. I'd love that. Or leave it in the comments below on the YouTube video. Send us a social media message, whatever the case may be. Reach out to us. I would love to hear your thoughts on what part of the website you struggled with. And we can look into it because we really do want to make this better. And it's only through your guys' input that we could make it better. I can sit here all day and say, I think this is a problem. But it's really you guys saying this is a problem that actually makes it a real problem and not just something I think is a problem. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in today. Be sure to check back in on Tuesday of next week for the next topic. And don't forget to check that subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get notified right away when we launch new episodes. If you have any questions or concerns about your leather binder, journal folio, anything we sell, reach out to us on the contact form on our page of our website. There's a button on the bottom corner that says send us an email. There's a button on the corner that says chat with us. All of those things we can take care of. We're happy to help. You can send us a message on Instagram, Facebook. We do work very hard to respond to everything as promptly as possible. And normally, because we're pretty caught up, we can manage that. But if it may take up to a business day, but we normally respond to things within an hour or two. So reach out to us if you have any questions, and we're happy to help. If you want to give us a phone call, you can give us a phone call, 414-434-9001. You can call that number between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. That number is also textable, 414-434-9001. We don't normally monitor it in the evenings when everyone's off just because that could get difficult. We may in the future, but we aren't at the moment. So if you text us and you don't get a response till morning, that's why. If you do call us either during business hours or after business hours and you don't get a hold of us, leave us a voicemail, please. We do listen to them. We respond to them. We're happy to call you back. If you're going to call about an order, though, if you can include your order number, that really does help. There's a lot of orders that come in and out and a lot of different names that go with them. And so sometimes the audio quality in the voicemail isn't as clear as I'd like it to be. So that order number really just helps us lock down exactly who we're talking to and what we're talking about. So leave that if you're interested. If you think we deserve it, a good review can go a long way to help us grow our new community. Both a review on whatever podcast app you're listening on or a review on the product itself. You can go to murdycreative.co/reviews to read all of our amazing 5-star reviews. I love them. They really do help us, especially in dark days. And you can leave those reviews do help other people make the decision, right? It's really critical. We can talk about how great they are all day long, but that doesn't mean anything to anybody. So leave us a review. You can go there. There's a button that says leave us a good review. You click on that. It'll take you to facebook.com/murdycreative.co/reviews, and you can leave your review there. If you're going to leave us a bad review, there's another button there that says get directly in contact with us. Please, 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 before you leave us a bad review, give us an opportunity to make things right. It is deeply important to me personally that everyone has a good experience with the company. We will do anything we can, including recrafting, refunding. We will take care of you. Please, 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 before you leave us a bad review, give us an opportunity to make things right. If you've got friends, if you've got family, go share the company with them. Our rewards program is still doing the double loyalty points and double reward points right now. So if you go to the bottom left-hand corner of our website and click on the button there, that rewards button will, if you're logged in, it'll give you 10% back on any in-store credit or any in-store purchase as in-store credit, and you can spend that on any product we sell. So it's 10% rather than 5% right now for a limited time. And we have the shareable link there. If you share that link with your family and friends, they get $10 off their first purchase, and you get $10 as in-store credit. So it's a great way to share the company. It helps us, helps them, helps you. It's wonderful all around. If you have podcast topics you want to hear more about, send them my way. I'm always happy to talk about just about anything, and I love hearing what you guys want to hear about. So reach out to us, put us in the comments below, send us an email. We'll take care of it. If you're looking for multiple items, anything we sell, for gifts, giveaways, menus, really any reason, we do have bulk discounts available. They are built directly into the cart. So all you need to do is add your items to your cart, and it will automatically apply the discount. Discounts start at 5 items, and it's based purely on item number, and you can mix and match to your heart's desire. So if you want to get 5 of this and 5 of that and 5 of the other thing, suddenly you have 15 items in your cart, and that qualifies you for a discount. The discounts do go up based off of how much you get. However, if you're not exactly sure of a specific quantity in mind, but you have a specific discount target you want to get to, reach out to us, send us an email, sales@murdycreative.co, and we are happy to help work on that with you. If you were looking for a custom engraved item, we have no minimum order quantities and no setup fees. It's a flat fee, normally of $15, depending on what you're getting engraved. And frankly, just like I talked about, there might be a slight change in that, but we will always have that functionality built into the website. We're still working on the composition and the executive cut. It's coming. But regardless, everything else is available. So right now, we don't have the tool quite built, so you just go to the main product pages now to launch that customizer. Like I said, in the future, we may have it so that it's a specific item on its own product page. But however, even in that case, we will link the simple version of the product with the customizable version of the product on the website. So it'll be very easy to find. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great day and goodbye.